Alright, hello everyone, it's Rar, and I'm gonna do a GPose video, I think. I'm gonna just show what my process is and how to get really cool shots without, like, literally, with just what the game gives you. You know, obviously there are third-party tools you can use, like G-Shade, to make the lighting better, but I've got G-Shade turned off right now, and we're gonna do that. And before I start GPosing, I do want to show off one thing about game's lighting, because we all know it looks, you know, it's kind of bad. Like, I'm sure if I hide the axe from Anna right now, you'll really, you know what, the lighting in the goblet is not that bad. I can actually see her expression. I've definitely been places before where it's like, she's making a face. What? Anyway, let me turn the axe back on because I do want it for these photos. And then in system configuration, which on keyboard and mouse you can get to by holding the control sheet and the K key, in display settings, scroll down, there's this thing called full screen mode gamma correction. You can yank that up and it will increase your brightness. It also kind of washes it out, but it exists. I just want to say it's there. Also have my UI hiding set to a hotkey. I changed it to delete. It's on like scroll lock by default. My keyboard doesn't have scroll lock, so I changed it to delete. And tapping that again, I can like hide my UI so that I can get photos like this. I don't even have to go into GPose, and I can just a photo like that. Anyway, GPose. So when you go into GPose, let's do an emote. Let's do I don't know. Let's just do dope, because I can't think of any other one. So you know, you do emote, and you know when you go to GPose, you'll start doing the emote. What you can do is you can also, and this tutorial is going to assume you're on keyboard and mouse, just because that's how I do things, and I don't know how to do it on controller, but I'm sure all of this can be achieved on controller. I just don't know what any of the buttons are. But I know that there's a button that'll let you pause movement on keyboard. It's the 1 key. You can tap the 1 key whenever. Let's tap it right here. And it'll pause movement. And look, it's got this really, really cute expression. And we'll come back to that. I really want to take a picture of it, but I'll refrain so I can finish my talk. You can tap 1 key whenever to start and stop the movement. It's not quite as good as a frame by frame, but it's pretty close, so you can just go through the animations and pick out expressions you think are good. Like, I stopped on her smile, which I really, really like. Like, I really like that smile, and I'm gonna take a photo of it. Obviously, if you know anything about GPose, you know there's like 3-point lighting. You can do like burp, 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 and then adjust it as well. Ugh. Those really wash out your characters, especially if they're, you know, darker than, you know, white. You can also do this, though, here in whatever this top button is, I guess general settings. I don't know why it's here and not in lighting, but you can go and click this box, manual brightness adjust. You can either, you know, make it really, really dark, or you can up the brightness. See, 200 is a lot better than 100. It gives it kind of the washed out feeling that upping the like gamma correction does from system settings, but not quite as badly. And it only affects GPose. The moment I leave GPose, it's going to be gone. So I'm just going to do that for ease right now. I've scrolled in as far as I possibly can, but camera position is up here in general settings, and I can zoom in. If these are on hotkeys, I'm unaware of it. You can use WASD keys to, like, you know, change your pan without having to move your mouse at all. You can, like, you know, pan up and down, left, right, or right, left, it's opposite, I don't know, whatever. You can use the WASD keys to move around your camera angle. Do that, and you can hit this to zoom in. I'll zoom out a little. Like that, and then I'll hit my delete key to hide the UI so I don't have to close and reopen that. If you do close it for the record, you can hit auto run key, which I have mapped to R to hold it again, so that's pretty good. Anyway, delete, take a photo. This camera, take a photo. And then, you know, you just, you zoom in, you find a good frame. You can also use, there's this, which will make the angle. You can also, like, drag it very slowly, but I find it better on keyboard and mouse. You can use Q and E, which are, you know, strafing when you're actually in gameplay. So I assume if you remap strafing, it'll be those buttons. You can use them to just very gently change the angle of it. So, change the angle of it this way, more of our accent frame. Not the best photo ever, but it is a photo. Pretty good. And then you can hit Z to reset your camera, or at least its position. You have to scroll back out manually with either the scroll thing on the mouse, or using these, which are completely different settings. So I can, like, zoom in to 200 and then scroll out with my mouse, and it gives you a completely different length than if I was and zoomed in with my mouse. It's like, it's, you know, a lot of little angle things you can get. So that's it, and I want to talk about different notes now. But first things first, I'll say if you go into GPose again, they'll be doing the doe emote, which is not great if I wanted, like, a photo of her hands on her hips. So what I have to do is I have to exit GPose. And then what you do is you hit sit, and then you jump, and I'll reset your emote so that you're not doing any emotes. So I can wait for her to put her hands on her hips again. And then GPose. You can also do this so she's not looking at the camera, so she's looking at whatever she was before. Or, you know, move that up to get more dramatic angles. Ooh, that's way too dramatic. Let's do, like, here. So it's, like, dramatic looking to the side. Flip the camera a bit to get more of the body in frame. Hide my melon. You do that in this one right here. You can do show all, self only, or you can tweak it as well. Hit 1 to pause her. That's not mandatory, but it's what I'm going to do, and then, photo. So, let's see what it looks like in. Photo. We'll have to another way to get the accent frame. Photo. Mount. Photo. And so on. You can also, and not only like regular emotes in game, but you can also use any of your skills. You can't use like attack skills if there's not a training dummy around, but I don't, you know, there's no training dummy nearby that isn't, you know, in the middle of the lawn where I don't want a photo taken. So that's a little bit of a downside, but there's a lot of really cool animations from your buff skills. Let's see what in a release looks like. Whoa! And then we can go GPose and to repeat the animation. Pause it wherever. Oh man, this one's really bad for because the effects turn on and off while you're adjusting the camera. Kind of fun. This was not the best. And also toggle effects on and off so that you can get the animation without the effects. I have my probably saved my settings from whenever I was last in GPose. I don't know. This one was not as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Let's try. I didn't want to like pull all my things and then not be able to test out other ones. I think Shake It Off would have gone one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see what that looks like in GPose. Actually, don't look at me, Anna, when you're doing that. Just do it. Though I'm not gonna do that every time, I think, because that'll just get old. Like belt. I don't know if that's. Keep looking up her skirt. I'm so sorry, Anna. I wasn't thinking about that when I picked on these clothes. This. Yeah, I'm not gonna do so what's that? Real quick. Timer play. Let's just swap to what monk is right now, and then we'll do some monk animations instead. Alright, let's see. Riddle of Fire. Oh, that one I think might be good. Yeah, she does the animation now. Turn off full effects. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. I can alt it and all sorts of stuff. Let's see, what does Brotherhood look like? I wanna go to... Yeah, that's right. We're gonna go back... No, okay, let's finish exhausting our resources with... Nope. Nope. I already did Riddle. Sure. Nice. I'm gonna go back to order though, so I'm really sorry if that was scared on that. I'm so sorry. What does that look like? Oh. Let's see. Do that again? There you go. No. Oh. I'd like that now. Let's try some other one. Who's reprisal? Let's see what non-person looks like. He's gonna do the emote while like looking down at me, so that's kind of weird. Effects off. Sometimes the effects are good, sometimes they really detract from it. He does like a beckoning gesture. That's so cute. Again. God, that's so cute. Oh, but she's not smiling. I think... Oh, you can do... student, and then it'll also give them that expression while they're, you know, doing the emote. So that's a pretty nice one. You can go into expressions, which you can see if you hit the movement tab, you can pull up emotes right here, and you can check expressions and, you know, do any of them. Let's do smirk. And then she'll do the same emote with that expression instead of the other one. Let's go back to taunt, I guess. Or maybe let's just do swan. That's like way too long. Let's go back to swan. Oh. That look better with the mix on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this one. Motion with their hand is like way too... slow down. Let's do... What does overpower look like? It is very slow to do an ability and then... Ooh! The is changing also. Which you can stop time weather here and freeze it at this motion, or if you turn it off, which if you especially want a night photo, you shouldn't turn that off because while you're in GPose, it'll save the settings it'll like, as long as this button is clicked, the weather will not advance at all, but if it's unclicked, the weather will change while you're in the middle of getting photos. Ooh, we've hit the one problem is I can't scroll down any further than this, which is kind of unfortunate. But I can, let's see, zoom in. And some more, and a little less. A kind of fun photo. Actually, no, whole thing to the accident. It was kind of good. It's kind of dramatic shot of her side, also like pretty good. I can move it a little bit, so it's a little. Probably not gonna. Oh, just kidding. I can't get the accent. The axe getting up? Oh, the time of day is changing. The music's changed too. Yeah, stuff like that. What does vengeance look like? Oh. And they'll like turn around to do emotes at you if you have them set to face the camera. If you're doing non-battle emotes, they will ooh. Oh. Ooh, that's actually a really good frame. Dramatic shot from below. And a little bit. Here's one that actually would benefit a bit. I'm gonna keep this frame. Here's one that would benefit a bit from actually using the 3-point lighting system. So I'm gonna let's do that now. So obviously what it has is good, but you also can do these. It's way too bright, so I'm gonna set it to type 1, so it's just a little bit of lighting, and then I'm gonna change the color of it to give her like an overlay color. You can also like adjust it down so that she's still getting color, but not as brightly. I like making on a purple. Let's do a little brighter. And then you could also, it's best to do like one from below, one from angle above, and it match the, and it's, you know, it doesn't have to be dramatic from the back. Oh, I did 3 for some reason. It doesn't have to be dramatic from the back, so you can say I did 3 here. But it being more dramatic from the back is kind of fun. Usually the far above ones, it's also kind of like make it like look like more natural lighting, but I think for this one, let's do super purple overtones, since we might as well, and we're gonna leave it at type 3 because I kind of like how it casts the shadows on her like that. It's pretty fun. And then 2 might just be enough, but sometimes you don't actually need all 3. If I was gonna place the 3rd, I'd place it probably here. Sorry about that. 2 maybe, 3. Oh, the only bad thing is that if you toggle it off, you'll have to like reposition it where you were. Yeah, you know, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's zoom back in. Come in. Yeah, it's a lot of like I said, the arrows here and your scroll wheel on your mouse do create completely different kinds of zoom. You know. I think also because he's already composed. If I were, since it's as with regular emotes, I guess I'll get out in a second. Ooh, the lighting from the back is not nearly as good. I did the lighting. Ooh, holy shit, that's a good frame. See, what I'll end up doing, this is why I take so many photos, is that I'll see, hey, this is a good frame, and I'll take a screenshot of it just in case I can't recreate this angle later, and then I'll try and adjust the angle a little bit. No, I like it more with this dramatic. What is it? Oh. Rotation. I like the dramatic one a bit better than making her straight. And I'll move it so that she's a little more in frame. I can get up, further out. You know. It doesn't look too bad if I can get really like it. You really did. Oh well. You just kind of go with the angle, you know, drag your mouse around. Go with the rotation, WASD keys to change how the camera pans. You can do that to get the max more in frame. I like that. Yeah, so these are not good, but you know, I mean they're good. They're just, you know, they're not perfect, but you know, I'm getting pretty good shots from an animation that I had like, no idea was gonna work or not. I didn't even check them before I got it. See, that kind of slaps. Gotta say. Okay, can't zoom in too far. Get a lower angle maybe. More current frame. Or maybe rotate the other way. Me tilting my head in real life as I do it. This kind of slaps. You know, you just do really dramatic angles and such. It's probably way too dramatic, but I guess, you know, in post you can take the photo and then rotate it whatever 90 degrees to the right so that it's like vertical instead of horizontal like this. But actually, yeah, this kind of slapped. Like, holy shit, like, look at her. Just affectionately, look at her. Look at her. It also helps that I really like how my wool looks, so you can take a picture of her from any angle. I think she'll look epic. This also looks epic from the back here. I can tilt it a little bit to get the max more in frame, and it's pretty good. Let's see if it's another good angle from the back. Lighting is kind of crazy though. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's kind of a look. Oh, this one also is pretty good. A little lower. I can also go in here and I can zoom out a bit to actually get more of her in frame. I wonder if she just chopped the watermelon, that's why she's looking like this. I can rotate it a little bit to be more dramatic. You can also, you can't really tell because you can't see my mouse the moment I click to drag, but if I drag it so the camera's facing down, you get more dramatic angles from overhead. From under, you can do an angle from above, but those don't like, because the closer you get to the ground, the more the like physical camera moves. I don't think the camera's actually a physical object, but sometimes it acts like it does. It doesn't like connecting with the ground, so it'll like just gently zoom in without me doing anything other than dragging the mouse. I don't have to do the scroll wheel or anything. So that's a thing. Really, really stupid tip is that you can see the effects. They go away when you're moving the camera. So say you like really want this shot without the effects, even though with the effects it looks pretty good. You can't even tell because they're not very dramatic effects on this one, but if you really want this shot but no effects on it, you can just like gently move your mouse back and forth and then take a picture and you'll get an approximation of a good shot. That's a thing. Like I keep changing my angle on her, like, you know, that's also a good shot, and I'll be like this shot already? Maybe I should take it again. See this one? This one's also pretty cool. Rotation like that maybe not. Should I rotate up more this way dramatically? Maybe go back to neutral-ish. Win. You know, it's pretty cool with the accent. I can scroll it. More of the accent frame. It's kind of cool. It's also kind of cool. Yeah. So you see, this is how I end up taking like 50 photos or more. See, this one's also cool. You're just gonna have to move your camera around until you get an angle that looks like badass. And then in post, you can go, oh, okay, out of the 50 photos I took, I like these ones the best, and then just post those, or, you know, narrow it down to one, which is really hard, but you have to take a lot of photos. See, this one looks good. See, I took this photo when it was like this, and that's pretty good too, but the axis isn't fully in frame, so you rotate it slightly so the axis is in frame, and then there. A pretty good photo. What am I gonna use it for? I don't know, but it looks cool. Kind of wish I didn't have the lighting so dramatically from the back, so I'm going to do something, and I'm going to probably ruin my lighting settings by doing this, but I'm going to, I think 3, it's got to be 3, because it's the one with the most dramatic lighting. I'm going to turn it off. You know what? And see the effect here that's going on, the kind of like, kind of sepia tones that I've accidentally created, look pretty cool. So I'm going to take a picture of that. Geez, and this video is already like 26 minutes. which is insane. But that's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna exit and do one more tip. And oh yeah, time of day changed while I was in there, which was a shame because that background was pretty cool. That's the only downside, is that, you know, if you ever want to go and change your change what animation, what like battle animation you're doing, because you can do regular emotes in GPose, no problem. Ah man, I could have just fucking stayed in GPose and changed your emote. Here, let me show you what I could have done and didn't do. That I could do that, and I could just, you know, unpause her, and then I could just do any emote I wanted. Let's do Wave. Actually, Wave is not nearly as good. Goodbye is a lot better. I remember this because she does the little like that. I can also just angle like this. And then she's looking at me, and then it's a cute angle because she's looking off to the side. GPose does not save. I mean, you can save the lighting, but you have to manually hit one of these buttons, the save settings. You can save your camera settings, so if I wanted to save this angle of her, I could save that and then load it. Not that I want to. Or you could save your lighting settings, and it would, if you have 3-point lighting set up a very specific way, you can save them. I'm sure let's see what happens when I load my lighting settings. It'll give me this, which is, I have no idea when I last used this, but I sure did use it. But actually, I'm gonna go, and I've ruined them, because whatever it was set up before, it was like, this, probably that's fine, off. Because, you know, it has these, and then if you remember the lighting and roughly the angle, you can always just, like, gently recreate the angle, or whatever. That's type 3, that's type 1. I don't know if I really need those for these, though, because it's daylight, so she doesn't need that. I mean, I guess this makes her look cuter, and you can do, like, character lighting to, like, up the lighting on her. Anyway, so you can have her do an emote, and you can change what direction she's looking when she's doing it to make it, like, a little different, a little cuter, like I said. I can drag my camera over here, hit the button so that she faces the camera, and then she waves at the camera from this way, and it's a little cuter from the side. I think I want it more like this, though. Maybe not so much. That's pretty cute. Photo. I could probably... Oh, my manual brightness adjustment was saved from whatever my previous GPose was. Wow, dang, it's really washed out if I do it all the way up. So let's actually turn off the lighting here. And she looks fine. And then we're gonna zoom in. That's not a very good angle with the eyes. You gotta be careful with that, how you doing it. Let's see, let's just do this. And then another thing you can do with GPose to, like, add an extra flare. I don't usually do this, but sometimes certain photos need it. You can do color filters, that's like a lot. You can do bright pastel, what is it, pastel 1, not pastel 1, pastel 2? Nope, pastel 3. Okay, these do not look nearly as good as I remember, but they, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, effects you could do. Maybe it was bright. Is it bright 1? Bright 1 as opposed to being off? Yeah, it kind of does. Ooh. I mean, it's not like a bad look, but it's really washed out. Bright's kind of fun. So I'm going to do normal. One thing you can do is you can enable limb darkening. That, you know, that does that. Ooh, don't want to do that much. Usually, like, 2 is pretty good, and then I like making them sort of pinkish. And then I can make them a little larger. Or a little more of this. It, like, just makes the edges a little more blurry, which looks pretty cool. For certain photos, depending on what you want, I'm going to make it bright. Maybe a little more red. A little purple. And I don't know, it just adds like adds something to it. It's just like a little trick to make it look a little better. Look a little, you know, if you want to make it look softer or whatever. So that's something you can do. There's like a lot of stuff in color and screen effect. I didn't even touch screen effect. You can do all sorts of like crazy stuff. reflection blur. Don't know what that did. You know, that's crazy. That's also crazy. That's a thing. Does it give her like an overlay? Like, okay, let's change this back to normal. Brilliant 2. Okay. That looks like the fog aura from Ordona. Do Sakura. I'll do Sakura petals. In theory. Oh yeah, there. Now you can. I think there's one that'll look like the Echo. Is that in color filter? Yeah, Echo. Do the Echo trailer, whatever that is. Invert color, strengthened effects. Actually, that's not like a bad look. I usually don't bother with this stuff, but I wanted to say it exists, so, you know, play around with it. Especially since it can, you know, make up for what G-Shade does otherwise, and it's just built into the game. It's not like, you know, anything super special. So, yeah. There's Anna. Here, wave to the camera for us. Wave to Anna. Yes. Yay, goodbye!